I graduated from Michigan with a degree in poli-sci, had no idea what I wanted to do, wound up selling phone services, came across a company that did real estate syndications, worked for them for a while. The Tax Act of 1986 put all the syndicators out of business. I went back to Columbia and got a degree in real estate finance. I was recruited to Cusman Wakefield. I met a gentleman who had been in the business for many years. He reported back to the recruiters that I would never make it in the business. I wasn't loud, aggressive, obnoxious. I was way too cerebral, forget it. He's been my partner now for 28 years. So what do I do? It's called capital markets brokerage. It means we sell things, but we sell all property types, land, corporate sale leasebacks. We raise money for developers, form joint ventures, but essentially anything you see out there, we try and work on. How many hours do I work? When someone says 90 hours a week, what does that really mean? Well, that means 14-hour days, 9 to 11, Monday through Friday. It means 6 to 8 hours for me at home on Saturday and 10 hours in the office on Sunday. That's how you get to 90 hours. Personally, I haven't taken a vacation a real vacation since they invented the cell phone, because you're always reachable. I have many clients and everybody wants attention for their property. Now, it is what I do. My partners don't do the same. I have equal partners and we all work differently. And that comes into the stress of the job. I have a team of 15 and I like to de-stress. My guys are working for me. I have dinner in the office with them 4 nights a week. Younger guys are working from 9 to 11 or 12 o'clock at night. I try and de-stress their lives. The only way to do that is to take the stress on myself. So that is, I admit that's a personal position, but it helps keep the team running. It keeps everybody happy, and that we need them to be productive. I've long given up that personal time. Unlike Ron, Bob Donnelly, he calls me anytime, day or night, and he's like, "Why are you in the office? Get out of the office." But my wife raised 4 kids. I showed up when I absolutely had to, but they understood that I had a lot of clients that I had to keep happy. What is our work environment like? It's very fast-paced. There's never a dull moment. In 28 years, I've never sat down and said, "What do I do next?" There's always something to do. It is a bad profession for a workaholic because there's an unlimited number of properties and there's an unlimited number of investors. So you can always find something to keep you busy if that's what you're into. It does include all aspects of anything you learn in business school. It's anything from proposals, presentations, sales, running numbers, proofreading, writing proposals. So there is, the business encompasses just about everything, but the greatest aspect of the business is meeting developers, investors, institutional investors, foreign investors, seeing something that you sell get turned into something that a Ron Liddell might build. So there's a social aspect to the business. We have a lot of closing dinners. We meet with clients all the time. It's not sitting at your desk waiting for the phone to ring, but there is quite a bit of phone solicitation work. What is the range of salaries? I graduated from Columbia with an MBA. I was the least compensated person in my 550 person class. I took a $24,000 a year draw. After 2 years, I owed the company $48,000 because I hadn't done a deal. The associates that work for me make between 50 and 70 right out of undergraduate. Senior associates make between 100 and 300. Junior partners, $500,000, and partners, it is 7-figure compensation. But it is 100% commission, so it could be nothing, or it could be, you could be well compensated in a given year. Would I do it again? If you're comfortable being a service provider, I kid around and I tell my kids, when you grow up, I have 4 of them, don't become a service provider. It is a stressful existence if you're reporting to the equivalent of 40 spouses every day. And they always want, Paul's one of them, they always want the maximum amount of, if you're selling their property, they don't care if the market's here, they want this. And it's a stressful, right? And our stress even begins once we once we think we have a buyer, then how do you keep that buyer doing what he's supposed to do and actually closing on the transaction for the price that he agreed to pay? And there's a lot of dealing with environmental issues, physical issues, tenants. We're selling a property right now. In the middle of selling the property, the largest tenant of 100,000 square feet moves out. The second largest tenant, their stock dropped from $30 to $3 during the day that bids were being accepted. So a lot of things happen outside of your control that impact the transaction. But the beauty of it is it's a purely entrepreneurial business. We put our own business plan together. We are a company within a company, so they provide a lot of services. We don't really answer to anybody but ourselves. And it is bottom line is there's a sheet that's produced every quarter, and they know how much for the last 28 years you brought into the company or how much money you made. So you can be, you're very easily rated, so maybe that's who you're reporting to, but we do run our own businesses, we have our own business plan, and we pretty much get to do whatever you want. It is a strong risk-reward ratio. There is a certain aspect of brokerage that you are seen as a middleman, and very often you're seen as someone who doesn't need to be paid. I worked on the sale of 1 Washington Park, the building you're in right now. We represented Chuck Geyer, sold it to Mark Burson. Chuck closed on the deal, collapsed the entity that owned the building, didn't pay us a penny, and my company decided not to sue because who are you going to go after? So it worked out well for Mark and worked out well for Chuck, and we spent a lot of time and effort on it. But so it can be a thankless business, but it's a very exciting business, and it exposes you to all aspects of real estate. And even if you wanted to use it as a stepping stone to something else in your career, you will meet everybody in the business. You'll see all types of transactions get done, and hopefully there's a little part of what we do that makes the whole cycle work.